Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Afro Wonders. The last Finnish video that I made was about the smaller towns and national parks that I visited during a 3-month stay in Finland. Those towns were Kotka, Hamina, and Porvoo, and the national parks were Repovesi and Valkmusa. But this one's about some of Finland's better known and larger cities. The ones that you'll probably go through when you visit here. Now today we're going to go through our Helsinki, Tampere, and Turku travels, including some nice nature side trips to take while in each one. You ready? Let's go. Helsinki is the most well-known city in the capital of Finland. After my first week in Kotka, I went to Helsinki with some coworkers while bars and clubs were still open till 11 p.m., which is still super early. And we had some fun mingling with people, and I found that Finnish people in Helsinki were pretty friendly and approachable. But you could also blame it on the alcohol. It's also a pretty diverse crowd in Helsinki compared to the smaller towns of Finland. Now, once bars closed that night, we had a little hotel party at Hotel Finn and had a grand old time. Now, one of my favorite things in Helsinki was the view from the harbor. At the harbor, they have a market going on most days where vendors sell their local goods and food trucks sell hot meals. A great place to get a souvenir. There's also a very beautiful intercoastal trail that goes around the whole center of the city. It's a really beautiful sight because you get coastal views the whole way around, and on a nice day, it's a really nice walk or a bike ride. I chose a Lime scooter, but same thing. Now Helsinki, like any other big city, has a lot of different areas to it that, even though I actually spent a decent amount of time in that city, I hardly saw anything. But in a way, even though it's a big city, it has a way of keeping its really old town, small town feel to it. So it's still pretty charming for a big city, which I really appreciate. Driving there sucks though. Another worthwhile activity in Finland, particularly in the spring in Helsinki, is to visit the cherry blossom park. There are a few rows of cherry blossom trees that truly are eye-catching. But in all honesty, while we were there were far too many people for my taste. I found it hard to appreciate the beauty of the park with so many bodies in the way. If I find myself in Helsinki for another spring, I'll be sure to visit early in the morning for an epic sunrise. Going back to the harbor in Helsinki, one awesome thing you can do from there is to take a ferry to several different islands. I chose the ferry to Suomenlinna, which I'm not sure if it's usually free, but this time it was. You can just push through the turnstiles and nobody checked, so I hope I'm not a wanted fugitive. But Suomenlinna is a sea fortress island about 20-minute ferry ride from Helsinki's harbor, and it really is a beautiful and unique day trip if you're in town. I'd say it's worth it if you want to get out of the city. The ferry ride is beautiful in itself, especially when you get the view of Helsinki from the water. It honestly looks better from there than from the inside, which is usually the case. Couple that with the view coming into the actual fortress itself. As soon as you arrive, there's a massive military ship with weaponry and the whole nine on it. It's a reminder that you're going to a military base. Once you're off the ferry, you can roam freely around the island, and there are a lot of nice stops along the way. There are a lot of really cute cafes and restaurants as you walk through, and quaint homes, as about 800 people actually reside on this sea fortress still. The fortress was built on 8 islands in the 18th century by the Swedish to stop the Russian expansion, but ironically enough, Russia took the fort in Finland just a few decades later. About a century after that, Finland took control, and Suomenlinna belongs to Finland now. So it's really cool to see all the influences of the island, whether it be from Sweden, Russia, or Finland's time of occupation. Now, the city of Tampere was all about views for us. I'd heard nice things about Tampere being one of the most hipster destinations in the world, and it sure is, but among that, there's some really cool sights to see. Yeah, it was a snowy weekend that Pina and I arrived, and at first look, Tampere seemed like an industrial city, especially by the view of the major river splitting up the town. That stream, the Tammerkoski, is really gorgeous, especially at night. The Airbnb we stayed at was really nice with the sauna and the couch on the terrace. We spent a good amount of time there, and with restrictions, we spent the first night exploring the town by foot with some beers and enjoyed the views. The next day, we took a day trip to Puniki, which is a nature reserve and district in Tampere. With the snowy day, the forest trails were a sight to see. There's nothing difficult about the trail, and it's actually a pretty small park, but it's a great midday stroll. At the parking lot of Puniki is an observation tower and a cafe where you can go to the top and get a great view of the surrounding nature. You gotta climb up these narrow steps to get to the top and go outside of a door, but Pina is afraid of tower heights specifically. Not mountains, she can do that, but towers, nah. So she wouldn't even step out of the door into the roof, but I got views enough for the both of us. In the cafe, we had these little Finnish donuts called monkey. These little things are so delicious that I even took a few home for the homies. Another view we decided to get was at, I'm not sure if I say this right, but Nasinulla Tower. This is a random pit stop that we took a pretty cool elevator all the way to the top for. At the top of this tower is a restaurant with 360-degree views, and we had just ate, so we stayed one floor below that where there's a cafe, as well as those views of the snow-covered amusement park below. There's also a really nice view of a huge frozen lake and a lighthouse in the middle of the lake. The coolest thing was that people were walking from the mainland to the lighthouse over the frozen lake. That was a really cool sight to see. Now the city of Turku is Pina's favorite, so I was super excited to see it. We were only there for a day, but it was an eventful one. We started at Turku's crown jewel and actually Finland's most visited museum, the Turku Castle. It was built in the 13th century as a military fortress back when Turku was still a part of Sweden and not Finland. It's a huge castle and we didn't get a chance to see all of it because we got tired. But there are an insane amount of rooms and really cool exhibits showing Turku and this castle's history. It's definitely worth a visit if you're in town. After leaving Turku Castle, we visited the city's botanical garden, which was a nice stop actually. We really enjoyed being surrounded by plant life and nature. We spent about an hour just hanging out in the green aisles of flowers and trees. Now I hope y'all enjoyed this video about the bigger and better known cities in Finland, Helsinki, Tampere, and Turku. I hope that if you're planning to visit, this gave you a couple of ideas of things to do and what you might not want to do. And if you found this helpful, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment if you got anything to say. Got another video coming out about Finnish Lapland coming out soon, so stay tuned, y'all. Until then, I'm see y'all in the next one. Alright, peace.